Ever lay awake at night, staring into the darkness, and wonder, like, is there something out there, like way out there, something so far beyond us we couldn't even comprehend it?
It's a question that's captivated philosophers and scientists for centuries. That edge of the unknown, the truly unknowable, it's both terrifying and alluring.
And that's exactly where we're headed in this deep dive into the mind-bending realm of the broken tier of God concepts. But it's not about angels and demons, though.
Right, we're talking about something far stranger. The broken tier is a way of categorizing these entities, these forces that are so fundamentally different from us, so far beyond our understanding, that they break our ability to even wrap our heads around them.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But I've got to be honest, it also sounds a bit intimidating. Like, how do we even begin to explore something so fundamentally beyond us?
Well, we start by acknowledging that we might not be able to fully grasp these concepts, but we can try to categorize them to understand the sheer scale of what we're dealing with. And that's where this idea of a tier list comes in.
A tier list, like ranking these unknowable entities.
Exactly. Imagine a ladder, with each rung representing a level of existence more mind-boggling than the last. We begin our ascent, if you will, with the C tier.
Okay, so if these are like the cosmic C-listers, who are we talking about? Give me some examples.
Well, one concept that fits here is the local simulation hypothesis. Imagine a civilization so advanced, so far beyond our own, that they've created a hyper-realistic simulation.
So like, we're living in the Matrix, but instead of robots, it's some hyper-intelligent alien species pulling the strings.
Precisely. And because their technology is so advanced, we'd have absolutely no way of knowing we were in a simulation. They would be like gods to us.
Okay, that's already pretty trippy. What else we got in the C tier?
Another concept that gets tossed around is the idea of quasi-divine beings existing in extra dimensions.
Okay, hold on. Extra dimensions. Now you're really messing with my head. We're talking about like a fourth or fifth dimension of space.
It could be even more than that. And here's the thing. These beings, they wouldn't necessarily be gods in the traditional sense. They'd be bound by the laws of their own realities, their own dimensions. But those laws, those realities, they could be completely different from our own.
So we're not just talking about different planets or galaxies, but entirely different universes with their own sets of rules.
Exactly. And those universes could be populated by beings whose abilities would seem like magic to us. Beings who could manipulate the very fabric of their reality.
Okay, I think I need a minute to process all of this. It's like trying to do calculus while riding a roller coaster. But I have a feeling we're just getting warmed up, right? This is just the tip of the cosmic iceberg.
Oh, absolutely. We've only just taken our first steps on this mind-bending journey. Just wait until we start climbing to the higher tiers.
All right, so we've explored the cosmic C-listers, those entities that, while strange, we can at least sort of wrap our heads around. But you mentioned things get really wild as we climb higher. What awaits us in the B tier?
Well, buckle up, because we're about to venture into the realm of the finite multiverse.
Multiverse?
Yeah.
Like multiple universes, not just other planets and galaxies, but entire other realities.
You got it. The finite multiverse concept suggests that our universe isn't alone, that there's a whole bunch of universes out there, each potentially with its own unique set of physical laws.
Okay, so that's a lot to process already, but I'm guessing it gets even weirder, right? I mean, we're talking about the broken tier here.
Oh, we're just getting started, because within this multiverse, some of those universes could be home to entities capable of traversing between these realities, beings with powers and abilities we can barely comprehend.
So not just like advanced aliens, but beings who could literally hop from one universe to the next. This is a serious cosmic power.
We're talking about entities who can manipulate the very fabric of reality, who could reshape universes according to their will. Their abilities would make even the most powerful beings in our universe look like, well, ants.
I'm starting to understand why this is called the broken tier. These concepts are so far out there, they practically shatter our understanding of reality. But we're not done yet, are we? There are still 2 more tiers to explore.
And if you thought the B tier was mind-bending, hold on to your hats, because the A tier is where things take a decidedly more philosophical turn.
Oh, I love a good philosophical rabbit hole. Lay it on me. What kind of existential head-scratchers await us in the A tier?
Get ready to grapple with the concept of the Demiurge and the truly wild implications of the total simulation hypothesis.
Okay, I'm gonna need some definitions here. What is this Demiurge you speak of? Sounds like some kind of cosmic pastry chef.
The Demiurge, my friend, has been a topic of debate among philosophers for centuries. Essentially, it's a creator god who's totally checked out of their creation. Think of it like this. Imagine a watchmaker crafting the most intricate timepiece imaginable, and then they just wind it up and walk away, completely indifferent to how it runs or if it even keeps time. That's the Demiurge, a being whose motives and methods are utterly beyond our grasp.
So even if this Demiurge exists, it's not like we can just pop over for a cup of cosmic tea and get the answers to life's big questions.
Not a chance. The Demiurge, if it exists, operates on a plane so fundamentally different from our own that any interaction would be like an ant trying to have a conversation with a quantum computer. The very idea of communication just breaks down.
Okay, I'm definitely getting a sense of cosmic insignificance here. But you also mentioned the total simulation hypothesis. That sounds like something straight out of a Black Mirror episode.
It does, doesn't it? But imagine this. What if everything, and I mean everything, our universe, the laws of physics, even our very consciousness, is all just part of a massively complex simulation?
So even if we somehow manage to escape the Matrix, we just end up in a bigger, more complex Matrix. Talk about a cosmic letdown.
That's the gist of it. The total simulation hypothesis suggests that the real world, if there even is one, is forever out of reach. We're talking about a level of existence so profoundly different from our own that it boggles the mind.
My brain is definitely starting to feel boggled. We've gone from simulated universes to multiversal travelers to a creator god who doesn't even care about its creation, and then this mind-blowing simulation theory. It's a lot to process, but you did mention there's an S tier, and something tells me it's going to be a wild ride.
Oh, you have no idea. Hold on to your hats, because things are about to get really strange as we ascend to the S tier.
All right, cosmic explorers, welcome back to the deep dive. I've spent this break trying to wrangle my brain back from those mind-bending concepts we explored in the A tier, creator gods who don't care, and a reality that might be a simulation. We're really getting into the strange stuff now.
And believe it or not, we haven't even reached the peak of this cosmic mountain. The broken tier, as we've seen, is a realm of extremes, where logic takes a vacation and our everyday understanding of reality gets turned on its head.
So what could possibly top a universe-creating watchmaker god who just walks away? Or the idea that we're all just living in a giant cosmic simulation? My brain's already doing backflips.
Well, strap in, because we're about to encounter a concept so abstract, so profoundly strange, that it almost defies description. Our sources call it the absolute meta-divine entity.
Okay, even the name sounds like it belongs in a cosmic opera. What makes this entity so meta, so far beyond everything else we've discussed?
Imagine, if you can, a being that doesn't just exist outside our universe or even outside the multiverse. This entity would be beyond the very fabric of existence as we know it. It precedes even the potential for creation itself.
So not just creating universes, but creating the very possibility of something rather than nothing. The cosmic blueprint for everything.
You're getting closer, but even those analogies kind of fall apart when you're talking about something this fundamental. We're talking about a level of abstraction where our usual ways of thinking about power, creation, even existence, they just don't apply. This isn't a being with qualities or characteristics we can understand because it would predate the very ideas of qualities and characteristics.
It's like trying to describe color to someone who's been blind since birth. I'm trying to wrap my head around a being so fundamental that it exists before existing even has meaning.
It's a truly humbling concept, isn't it? This idea that our human perception is so limited, there might be entire realms of existence that we can't even begin to fathom.
It really is. But we're not quite done, are we? You mentioned there was one final concept, even more perplexing than this absolute meta-divine entity. I'm almost afraid to ask.
This last one is a real doozy. Our sources call it conscious nothingness.
Okay, now we're really going off the deep end.
Yeah.
How can nothingness be conscious? That seems like the ultimate oxymoron.
It does, doesn't it? But try, if you will, to imagine a state of absolute void, a complete absence of everything. No space, no time, no energy, no possibility, just pure, unadulterated nothingness. Got it.
All right, I'm doing my best to hold that thought, this complete void, this absence of anything.
Now imagine that within this void, within this absolute nothingness, there's a form of awareness, of agency. Not consciousness as we experience it, not thoughts or feelings, but something else entirely. Something that doesn't require a physical form, a universe to exist within.
So not a being, not an entity, but more like a state of being.
Right.
Or maybe an unbeing, since we're talking about nothingness.
Exactly. Even our language, which is designed to describe the world we know, breaks down when we try to discuss these concepts at the very edge of thought. It's like trying to explain music to someone who's been deaf since birth.
We've gone from the impossible to the unimaginable. This whole journey through the broken tier has been like a workout for my brain. But I have to ask, where does it leave us? What are we supposed to do with all of this?
That's the beauty and the frustration of exploring these mind-bending concepts. There are no easy answers, no definitive conclusions. The broken tier isn't about finding proof or disproof, but about expanding our sense of what's possible, however improbable.
It's kind of freeing in a way to realize that there might be concepts out there, forces at play, that we may never fully grasp. It really puts things in perspective.
Exactly. The universe, or perhaps the multiverse, or whatever lies beyond, is far stranger, far grander, and far more mysterious than we can even imagine.
It makes you look at the night sky a little differently, doesn't it? To think that something so beyond our understanding could be out there.
It certainly does. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the vastness of the unknown. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop being curious about the universe and our place in it.